Jonathan Cronstead here, CEO of Empower Network, excited to come to you again with another Empower Network rising star, Angela Carter. So we're going to be interviewing Angela today to find out how she's generating the results she's generating here with Empower Network and what she's most excited about. As well, I'm of course joined by my lovely assistant, Ms. Tara Mengen, who's running the recording for us. Thank you very much, Tara. So Angela, let's start off a little bit with how long have you been with Empower Network? When did you join us?
I joined Empower in February of 2013, so it's been over 2 years now.
Wow, so you've definitely seen a lot of exciting changes and developments in Empower Network. And how did you originally find Empower Network? What was it like when you were first introduced to it? Where did you first hear about it?
Well, actually through email. I was actually on Nicole Cooper's email list for 4 years, and it's kind of like the power of emailing your list. So I was on a list for about 4 years before I got into Empower. I was a broke, unemployed licensed attorney with $220,000 in student loan debt, and got introduced to the home-based business industry in 2010. One of my friends from college was in the industry. And so I got started and really thought that I could, succeed, have some success, but struggled. I only signed up 5 people in 2 years. And so I was doing a lot of the same marketing that I'm doing now, video, blogging, and, really struggled. So I ended up really just trying to find my way, trying to figure out what strategy worked, and got to the point where I tried online marketing systems. Everything still struggled. And then about the end of 2011, ended up getting really, really sick with my autoimmune disease, ulcerative colitis. So I moved back home with my mom and spent pretty much all of 2012 sick, trying to rebuild my health. And it was during that time when I was getting like little small commission checks from that first network marketing company, $14, $28 checks. And I was like, wow, if I could just figure out how to get this home business to work, then maybe this could be my way out. So I ended up, once I got healthy, I started cold calling leads because I was like, you know what, I'm done.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you saw the light. Like, I like these checks showing up when I'm not working, right. And you were ready to do whatever it takes to build that. Yeah,
because I had tried online marketing and I said, you know what, that didn't work. So I'm like, I don't trust these online people. I'm just going to do the complete opposite of what they said, because at the time they're like, don't cold call. So I was like, I'm going to cold call. So I started cold calling leads, and I remember spending like $90 a month for this list of leads, and it took me about 3 months to build up the courage, to pick up the 2,000-pound phone and call these people. And, most of them didn't answer because they had caller ID. Some that did were very nice, and they said they'll check out my business, and then they went ghost on me, and I couldn't hear back from them again. Then there's some people who did answer the phone, which I wish they didn't, because they screamed my ear off. So it got to the point where I was like, I hate this. I started dreading, my business as much as I did that previous law job that I got laid off from. So it got to the point where I just said, you know what, I'm done. I quit this industry. I thought passing the bar exam was the hardest thing ever in my life. I said, no, this industry is like rocket science. So I was done. I was out. I said, maybe I don't have the personality for it. End of 2012, ended up getting all these emails from Nicole Cooper about this Empower Network thing. And I saw all the success stories of people who were like me, who had failed before, and that's what really did it for me, was the proof. And I knew David Wood was attached to it.
So when you look at, the email list is what introduced you, which I'm really glad to hear, because we tell everyone all the time, email is where you begin that relationship building process, that you're blogging and you're doing videos, you're doing all of these things to get people on your email list. So when you look at the fact that you had your best month to date in February, making over $2,000, and that you've already made over 50% of that in this first week here in March. And, of course, Angela's results are not typical, because Angela's not typical. If you'd like to see our average earnings disclaimer at empowernetwork.com/income, you can certainly take a look there. But when you look, Angela, at the change that has taken place in your business over the last couple of months, what happened? What breakthrough took place? What shift took place that kind of unlocked this opportunity that you now see, where your income is growing and growing, and you now are really seeing this business, bear fruit? What was the breakthrough? What changed?
Well, I was seeing some success even prior to August of 2014, but what really was a game changer, I think, was in August of 2014, Empower Network released Top Producer Formula, which is one of my favorite products in their product line. And within 2 months of the Top Producer Formula being launched, I hit the leaderboard in the top 10 for most sales in a week. Between October of 2014 to now, I've been on there 8 times.
Wow, and, 8 times! Yeah. Congratulations, that's amazing.
All from applying one module, which is the presentation formula module. And what that did for me was, you know, my sales conversion from like lead to sales prior to the top producer formula was like 3%. Now it's about 7.5%. So for someone like me who, you know, had tons of student loan debt, was unemployed, I didn't have a big paid marketing budget. So it was big for me to learn how could I take even some of the results I was getting with leads and turn that into cash to customers in my business. And that presentation formula and the top producer formula helped me. The level up sequence started getting launched, and with the level up sequence,
I will let Mars know. He will be happy to hear that.
Yeah, with the level up sequence, I was telling Tara too that I knew that I needed to improve my upsell percentages, because now I was starting bringing in double-digit people a month, but the upsells weren't there. So the only tweak that I made in the past month, from February to now, was in my new member welcome email. I have them schedule their new member coaching session with me, but I tell them to go through the level up sequence before they do their new member coaching session with me. So I was telling Tara that last month I had a customer who, he got started, got the $25 blogging platform, and the same day, because I could see, you know, they send out emails of what videos they've watched. So I saw him literally going through the videos. The same day he signs up, he upgrades to the inner circle. A couple days later, he upgrades to the top producer formula. I hadn't even talked to him yet for his new member coaching session.
Well, that's exactly the way the system's supposed to work when it's working right. I'm so happy to hear that.
Yeah, and
so first and foremost, I love the fact that the top producer formula is your favorite product, because between you and I, it's actually my favorite as well, because I love the focus on production. I love the focus on being able to fine-tune your personal habits and achieve the results that you're clearly achieving. And I know you're about to tell me about another customer of yours. Go ahead.
Oh, well, yeah, another example of how the level up sequence has changed my business. I had another customer who, same thing happened. She gets started at the $25 level. I can see her going through the level up sequence videos, and she ends up upgrading to the inner circle and team building formula on the same day. And then a couple days later, ends up upgrading to the top producer formula. And I'm just now tonight having my first new member coaching call with her. So,
oh, that's exciting. And by the time she sees you, and what's great is in your story, the top producer formula, and once we of course make this Rising Star video public, it's going to even help you more, but that you talk about the top producer formula being the product for you that changed everything. And now you're beginning to see your team duplicating, getting in up until that level where they're going to be able to drive the same results you've been able to drive.
Right.
So, Angela, let me ask you, if you were to look at your life before Empower and now afterwards, what has Empower Network meant to you? What is it like to be experiencing the type of business you're experiencing? How has your life changed as a result of kind of being exposed to this way of doing business?
Well, it gave me hope, because, you know, I was at that point where, like I said, I had quit because I thought that, you know, entrepreneurship wasn't for me. So just to now have the hope in knowing that, you know, anyone can do this. When you're given the right tools, when you're given the right training, the right community, and the right support, anyone can build a successful business. So that's number one. My belief in myself, belief in the fact that I can be a successful entrepreneur, that has been invaluable. The other thing is I've noticed that it's actually helped even with my family. You know, a lot of us deal with people that are our loved ones not really maybe supporting us or not getting what we do, and I've seen their belief stretch. For example, my brother, you know, when I first got into Empower, I started having, you know, this small success. He was like, well, maybe you did the right thing, Angela, and walking away from law. And I was like, yeah, I think so too. And then I ended up sharing with him the big month that I had last month. And then he was like, wow, maybe you might actually be on one of those shows, like Oprah has this show with the master's class. He's like, maybe you might be on that one day. And I was like, I never even thought about being on Oprah, you know? So it's like just to see the people around me and my family, their vision being stretched, their vision, you know, seeing like, wow, someone in our family could do this. And hopefully now they can see that, wow, if they choose to go this route, they can do this too. So it's been... Well,
it's so powerful that you've had the opportunity to kind of be a catalyst for change, that you've been able to be a catalyst to help people see life through a different lens of possibility, or of automation, or of, you know, excitement, like literally even just being able to get up and do something and talk to people and be in business with people that you just like.
Right.
It's a completely different way of doing things. And I'm excited to hear that not only it's been financially rewarding for you, and that you've got a new member coaching call tonight, which I can't wait to hear more about, and that you've been able to positively affect your family as a result. So, Angela, if you knew that you were speaking right now to the thousands of people that are going to watch this video, and that those people are in varying levels of involvement with their Empower Network journey. Maybe they're checking us out for the first time. Maybe they just have the blog and they're feeling it out. Or maybe they're in the process of deciding how much focus or if the business is about to take off for them. If you knew that you had the opportunity to share one strategy with them that you believe has affected your business more than any other strategy, what would it be?
Be a product of the product. Majority of my sales are coming from customers. And the reason why is I set the intention when I got into Empower Network, because when I got in, I had literally $40 in my bank account and $60 from that previous health and wellness company that I was in. And I knew that when I upgraded to the Inner Circle that I had to figure out a way to get my next month Inner Circle membership. So my goal was, with every product that I buy in Empower Network, I want to create a success story. I want to have some level of results with every single product. And I think for us in this industry, even if you've been in network marketing before, we always heard the story, be a product of the product, be a product of the product. Well, I think it's easier to get how you could become a product of a product if you're selling a health and wellness product. But here in Empower, our product is training. So you want to make sure that you consume the training, and then now you go out and you share your results. Be proof that the product works. When that happens, when you get a result with every product that you own, your energy behind what you do in your marketing, your videos, your blogging, it's different, because now you have this conviction that I know that our products work, and here I have proof of it. And when you can go out into the marketplace with that conviction and that belief, everything changes. So I would say just commit to being a product of the product. Set the intention of getting a result with every single product that we have, and let that sell the products for you. Let your results sell the products for you.
Well, Angela, it is always a pleasure for me to jump on the phone with somebody who has such clear guidelines and such clear strategies in their business that literally when I asked you to share them, I couldn't add anything to it. I wouldn't take away anything from it. I could not have said it better myself. Being a product of the product is something that is powerful. It's probably one of the greatest things that we try desperately to have everybody give themselves the opportunity to dive deep and have that become part of how you do everything. So I can't thank you enough for sharing that with everyone. And again, everyone for watching, be a product of the product. That's the conclusion. You've heard Angela talk about how the top producer formula has helped her create the results that she's experiencing in her business. So Angela Carter, new rising star of Empower Network, we are so happy to see you, so happy to hear more about your story. Tell us, what are you most excited about? What's coming next for you, other than, of course, your new member call tonight?
Well, I'm excited about the Nashville event. The events have been, another part of my, I guess my journey here in Empower that helps me. So I'm excited about getting to the next event, but also building a team of affiliates. Like I said, most of my results have been just from customers, so I'm excited to now really build the affiliate side of this as well. So I'm really excited about that.
Well, I'm excited to see you in Nashville as well and get to meet you personally. I know we've gotten to meet virtually here today. So everyone, Angela Carter, Empower Network's rising star, telling you to be a product of the product and to meet us in Nashville. So with that, Angela, thank you so much for joining us today on Empower Network's Rising Star, letting us know a little bit more about your business and how you're building it. And we look forward to seeing you, hopefully on stage very soon.
Thank you.
Folks, obviously the income examples discussed are extraordinary. The income claims presented are not intended to serve as a guarantee of income. Instead, they're designed to give you an idea of what's possible. Success in this business requires leadership, hard work, and dedication. Since we want to help you make an informed decision, we've gone above and beyond with our income disclosure document. If you want to see the average earnings, please visit the page at www.empowernetwork.com/income.php.